Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Om Agnanatimirandasya Grananjana Shalakaya. Akshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namani. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadharini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hey. Canto 4, Chapter 7, Verse 30. Bhriguruvacha Yanmayaya Gahanaya Vahritatma Brahmadayastanu Swapantaha Natman Tava Vidanti Adhunapi Tattvam Soyam Prasidatu Bhavan Pranatatma Bandhuhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt. The volume is very, very low, Prabhu.
Volume is low?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. What about, is it still the same? Same for others? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. A little louder, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
It's better than previous, but it's still a little softer than usual.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Is this audible?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Shri Bhrigu said, My dear Lord, all living entities, beginning from the highest, namely Lord Brahma, down to the ordinary ant, are under the influence of the insurmountable spell of illusory energy, and thus they are ignorant of their constitutional position. Everyone believes in the concept of the body, and all are thus submerged in the darkness of illusion. They are actually unable to understand how you live in every living entity as the super soul, nor can they understand your absolute position. But you are the eternal friend and protector of all surrendered souls. Therefore, please be kind toward us and forgive all our offenses. The important thing is everybody is under the influence of the insurmountable illusory energy and are ignorant of their constitutional position. Everyone believes in the concept of the body and all are thus submerged in the darkness of illusion. Rukmani was conscious of the scandalous behavior exhibited by each and every one of them, including Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, in the sacrificial ceremony of Daksha. By mentioning Brahma, the chief of all living entities within this material world, he wanted to state that everyone, including also Brahma and Lord Shiva, is under the concept of the body and under the spell of material energy, all but Vishnu. That is the version of Bhrigu. As long as one is under the concept of the body as self, it is very difficult to understand the super soul or the supreme person. You've got it. As long as one is under the concept of the body as self, it is very difficult to understand the super soul or the supreme person. You've got it. Actually, we just even forget that we are the Atma and that there is Paramatma, etc., etc. When we are in this bodily concept of life, when we thinking that I am the body, and we are not actually thinking about the soul at all. For example, when we are suffering, we don't think about us as the soul. We're simply concerned about the pain and suffering being undergone by the body, which is actually dead. We don't think, I mean, we are so much illusion that we just think that we are the body, and we are so worried about protecting the body that we just forget that I am the soul. When we don't remember that I am the soul, how will we remember super soul, supreme person of Godhead, etc.? Conscious that he was not greater than Brahma, Bhrigu included himself in the list of offenders. Ignorant personalities or conditioned souls have no choice but to accept their precarious condition under material nature. The only remedy is to surrender to Vishnu and always pray to be excused. One should depend only on the causeless mercy of the Lord for deliverance, and not even slightly on one's own strength. Dependent meaning not dependent on the strength doesn't mean that we don't put any effort, but it's not, I mean, we really don't have any strength to achieve it, to achieve deliverance. That is the perfect position of a Krishna conscious person. The Lord is everyone's friend, but he is especially friendly to the surrendered soul. It's such a nice statement to read. Krishna is especially friendly to the surrendered soul. So why would anyone not surrender to Krishna? The simple process, therefore, is that a conditioned soul should remain surrendered to the Lord, and the Lord will give him all protection to keep him out of the clutches of material contamination. See, please, we should read this statement again and again and again. Conditioned soul should remain surrendered to the Lord, and the Lord will give him all protection to keep him out of the clutches of material contamination. Okay, now, on test for all students of Prabhupada's books. How do we understand this line? What is included? What is not included? Full assessment. Can we do a full assessment of this line to whatever extent is possible? Yeah, anybody? Just think that you're reading this line by yourself. What did you understand? That's all I'm trying to ask. Hare Krishna. We're not giving any marks here. The answer to this question is not going to result in either we going back to Godhead or not going back to Godhead. Why is everybody so silent? I mean, just try. I mean, you're reading Prabhupada's books, you read a statement. What is it that you're understanding? That's all I'm asking.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, like when you are completely surrendered.
Okay, 1 second. Sumantra Mataji lifted her hand first. Yeah, Sumantra Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sumantra Mataji, are you there? Okay, Nakul Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Like when you are completely surrendered to the Lord, you will be like away from all the three modes of material nature, so that the Lord give all protection to go back to like that.
Sorry, say that again.
You will be, when you are completely surrendered, you will be completely free from all the three modes of material nature.
You will be free from the three modes, okay? You will be free from the three modes, okay?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Same, Prabhu. We are conditional soul. We are in three mode: passion, ignorance, and three mode. We have to, if you surrender the God, then this three mode would be. We'll go to beyond this three mode.
Sorry, Prabhu. Your voice is very, very soft. I can't hear you.
No, Prabhu, we are the conditioned soul.
If
you surrender to God, then you will be overcome this mode.
Okay. We'll overcome the modes, okay?
Then we will go to the.
Okay. What else?
Otherwise, again, we will struggle this only this mode. Sattva, Raja, Tama. Again,
Yeah, okay. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Hare
Anybody?
Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Can I? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I couldn't unmute myself before.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Prabhu, pure devotional service is only the answer to transcend the three modes of this thing, and to get into akarma is the only answer.
Okay.
Prabhu, can I share what I experienced a few days back?
Just 1 second, Mataji, if you can, just because the statement is, we'll just explain this and then we'll come back to
Yes,
you.
yes, Prabhu.
See, this again, I mean, I want devotees to please read the statement and only understand whatever is there in the statement. And what we are adding is a little bit of frills. We should not add frills. This is what, when Prabhupada says, read it as it is. It just means we should read it as it is. What is it saying? It's saying that the conditioned soul should remain surrendered to the Lord. So, what are the words here? First thing is a simple process. Process is very simple. So, this is the first part of the understanding. Second part of the understanding is conditioned soul should remain surrendered to the Lord. Should remain surrendered, meaning there should not be any time when he is not surrendered. Okay, so this is the meaning. Now, the second part is when that person remains surrendered, meaning he doesn't ever go out of the surrender, what will the Lord do? Lord will give him all protection. Now, what is the Lord giving protection for? This is where sentimentalism comes in to picture. We pray to Krishna saying that Krishna, please give me protection. Now, Prabhupada is clarifying here what is the protection Krishna is going to give. What is the protection Krishna is going to give? This is the main understanding from this statement. See, we didn't read the statement at all. We are saying something else. What is the protection that Krishna is going to give? Krishna is going to give protection to prevent us from getting stuck in material contamination. Right? Yeah. But Krishna is not going to give us protection from material problems. So we want, when we pray to Krishna saying that please get me out of all material problems, that's not what Krishna's promise is. Krishna is saying, I will give you protection to keep you out of material contamination. Meaning that we don't go down in our bhakti, we don't go down in our consciousness. That is the protection Krishna will give us. Now, to be able to do that, if it requires that we go through some trouble, some problem, some suffering, that's okay. Meaning the idea is to actually become purified, not get stuck in material contamination. So Krishna will protect us from getting stuck, from getting affected by material contamination. So he will keep us away from the clutches of material contamination. This is all this statement is saying. Right? So what we have to understand here, that the process is simple. All conditioned soul should remain surrendered, meaning we should never go out of the surrender. And he will give us protection, but what kind of protection? Protection to keep us out of the clutches of material contamination, not any other type of protection. This is what this statement is saying. So that the Lord is giving us protection and keeping us out of material contamination doesn't necessarily mean that the Lord is going to keep us out of material problems. Not that Lord is going to protect us from material problems. Right? He's going to only protect us from the... This is pure devotion. Of course, like, we were discussing yesterday, we might go to Krishna and say, okay, please give me protection on the material platform as well. Okay. I mean, if that is not pure devotion, but we can ask if that is our level of maturity in Krishna consciousness, we can ask, akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradi. But that's not what Lord is interested. Lord is interested in us, in our increasing our bhakti and going, like becoming pure, qualifying ourselves. And Krishna is very, very happy to help us on that path. Is that okay? See, that is the actual direct understanding of the statement. So we should try to understand what is being spoken. We read something else and, we should not. Yeah, specifically. Yeah, Sumantra Mataji, you wanted to share something?
Sorry, yeah. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu. I mean, just in continuation with what you said, then why do we fall down, Prabhu? Like, why is the material Maya so strong that we can't face it?
Yeah, actually, it's a very important question, and I've been thinking about this. See, the only reason is our own horrible desire to engage with Maya. Actually, it's our free will. Krishna will protect us if we are very, very determined not to fall down.
But in the
You know?
beginning, we aren't, no, Prabhu. We are still wrapped up. We are still
Yeah,
wanting.
so we have to
We
pray.
are still.
Yeah, so then we have to pray for protection, right? See, it's like this, right? We know that putting my hand in the fire is not good, right? Now, if I'm not, I mean, at least I should, okay, say somebody else okay, initially we'll say somebody else is holding my hand and putting my hand into fire, okay, and we call that as Maya. Right, okay, fine. But then shouldn't we at least pray to Krishna saying that, Krishna, I don't want this. This Maya is forcing me. Please help me. Please pull me out of this. Please protect me. Shouldn't we at least pray? And the prayers are very powerful. Along with the prayer, we should also develop the understanding or the acceptance that this is harmful for me. When I give this example of me putting my hand into fire, yes, of course, we understand that it's harmful. But when we talk about us engaging in sense gratification, we don't see it as harmful. And so we're not really wanting ourselves to get out of it. And so Krishna is actually, in one sense, we bound his hands by expressing a bad free will. We just expressed a free will which is contrary to the protection we are seeking from him. So one side we have surrendered, on the other side we are seeking sense gratification. So what will Krishna do? Which is why what Krishna does for such people is initially, for such devotees, he gives the desires. He fulfills the desires in a way that the desire, the purification happens. That eventually, now this eventually could be 1 lifetime, 100 lifetimes, that the devotee actually stops asking for it. Either because of overindulgence or because of frustration, whatever, that Krishna knows better, right? But clearly Prabhupada says that Krishna gives in such a way that the devotee would not want it again. But there will be some anarthas in us which will, make us dance. But most of the others will go off very quickly. Lord is protecting us from all these anarthas. But some which are deep rooted in us, we will have to do little more stringent, we should put a lot of effort. We should be very prayerful. This should be our, like even while chanting, we should be conscious about these anarthas that we have, etc. And if we are very, very prayerful, then and really sincere, that Krishna, no, I don't want it. I don't have any other. I mean, I can't think of any other way I can come out. I can't come out. I don't have strength to come out. And I want to come out for sure because this is standing between me and you. So please shower your mercy. Then there is another thought that comes to our mind, that when we pray like this, Krishna might have to do some big operation, right? Meaning we might have to face some difficult problem to actually, because we are stuck there. So if we want to really come out of it, it's a big operation. So then we are worried about the pain that we will undergo because of the big operation. Then we'll say, Krishna, no, please do it such a way that I will have least pain. So we're putting so many conditions, right? But Krishna is there to pull us out if we really want ourselves out of it. So we should understand. So the only reason we are falling or we remain fallen is just because of our desire to remain fallen. It's not about lack of Krishna's ability to pull us out or anything like that. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, somebody else also unmuted. I can't remember who.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Like you said, protection.
Nakul Prabhu, can you speak closer? I can't. Sorry, I can't hear
Sorry.
at all.
Yeah, protection means, is it from Adhyatmit, Adibhautit, Adiklashi Prabhu, you were telling, no? Is it something like that?
That's what I'm saying. It's not the protection from the, see, what is Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik? These are the sufferings that come to us. Krishna is not saying that I'm going to protect you from the sufferings. That will happen. That is, Sarvadharman Paritejya Mamekam Chanam Rajam Tvam Sarvapapebhyo. That is once we've actually gone through all this rectification, Brahmabhuta stage, we come to Brahmabhuta stage, then Krishna takes away all that. Or we come to Nishta, then Krishna actually takes away the Adhyatmik Adi Bhautik Adi Devik Klesha, which is our suffering. But throughout, the only focus is actually Krishna's protection is to remove the material contamination, which is Anartha Nivritti, which is the main focus. So even if it means Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, Adi Devik remain, because by those remaining our material contamination goes, then those suffering will remain. So, I mean, the point I was trying to make is we pray to Krishna, Krishna, please don't give me any material problem. But actually our prayer should be, Krishna, let me become free from all material contamination. These are two different prayers. One is a prayer of pure devotion service, the other is a prayer of mixed devotion. Prayer of mixed devotion is, Krishna, please don't give me any problems. Prayer of pure devotion is, Krishna, please remove all the contamination from my heart. So we have to decide which side we are, and appropriately we will pray. Is that okay, everybody? Yeah, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, regarding this, and why was Bharat Maharaj not protected? Why did he get entangled with?
No, we've discussed this. No, because he wanted it. He willingly gave up devotional service. Right? He willingly gave up devotional service.
Why did the Lord not protect him when he had come up to that
No.
stage?
Please, we have to understand this. Free will, Krishna never interferes with our free will, irrespective of what stage we are in our life. Right? He will never ever touch our free will.
But free will is so strong, Prabhu.
No. Free will is strong, but free will once purified cannot. I mean, it becomes like a snake without fangs. Yeah, I mean, or whatever, without poison. Right? The beauty about free will being so strong is it can be used positively, right? To make sure that we don't get stuck. Why don't we look at it that way? Why are we looking at the free will saying that it's only strong to pull me down? Free will, if it is strong, then it can also pull us up, right? And this is the whole thing about association, about Shravanam Kirtanam, is to build this free will to say, let me not misuse it. Right? And that's why we are helpless and we seek protection. See, but our problem is, like I said, I mean, we are not wholeheartedly actually asking Krishna for help. At least free will is strong, but when we are doing Shravanam, when we are in a more sober state of mind, can we at least make the prayer? Then that Krishna, I understand I'm getting really driven left, right, and center by these modes and my contamination, but I don't want this. I don't like this. Can we at least say that? And that's the beginning of the cleaning process. Right? But if we ever don't want to say this, if we are not really sincere about becoming clean, then what can we say? I mean, what can Krishna do? Because we repeatedly, time and again, just misusing our independence and desiring bondage. How can Krishna pull us out against our free will? The whole process of the Shravanam process is to actually fix our free will. I mean, this is the central theme actually of bhakti, right? The whole idea of why are we doing bhakti? A person should be doing bhakti only for pleasing Krishna. And pleasing Krishna is should become the topmost free will, as in the basis for the free will should be that I should do anything and everything just to please Krishna. When will that happen? Only when we are attracted to Krishna. Otherwise, we come in a slightly different business relationship with Krishna, saying, Krishna, okay, I'm come here, but please protect me. Please take care of this. Please do this. Yeah, basically business, which is mixed devotion. So one big question actually comes, right? Saying that, this whole thing of whether we are in mixed devotion or pure devotion is a matter of our previous life, bhakti, how, till what stage we came, what were our spiritual desires in our last lives, or if this is our first life. Big thing that is spoken about by acharyas is when a person comes into Krishna consciousness, what kind of association he or she enters. If from day one a person doesn't hear anything apart from pure devotion, which is what Srila Prabhupada gave in his books, why would anybody even think of doing anything else? But unfortunately, the problem is that people, devotees, are not reading Prabhupada's books so attentively, nor are preachers actually highlighting pure devotional service. And hence, we think that it's normal to come to Krishna to ask for things. And Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita, I mean, this one statement actually ate my head for many years. Krishna is not your order supplier. Prabhupada said, that one statement, it took me so many years. I mean, like I used to continuously meditate on this. Anytime I ask Krishna anything, immediately this sentence comes. Oh, Krishna is not order supplier. Why am I asking? Why am I asking? Why am I asking? So if we are seriously, properly reading Prabhupada's books, taking the message as it is, it's very hard to actually develop mixed devotion. Really. I mean, it's very hard because Prabhupada's statements are very powerful. Very, very powerful. But we don't read the statements as they are. We don't accept the statements as they are. Simple statement. Krishna is not our order supplier. How difficult is it to understand this statement? What is the statement saying? Is that we can't just go to Krishna and keep asking, give me this, give me that, give me that. This is what Krishna, this is what Prabhupada is saying. So how difficult is it to understand? How difficult is it to accept it? If from day one we've been, even assume, say our previous lives we were in mixed devotion, and possibly because we didn't read Prabhupada's books, right? We didn't come in touch with Prabhupada or whatever. But today when we come in touch with Prabhupada and we are reading Prabhupada's books, and Prabhupada is repeatedly saying, no, 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 no mixed devotion, no mixed devotion, no mixed devotion. How much can we resist it? The only thing we can possibly do is we can stop reading Prabhupada's book. Getting, like being hammered and hammered and hammered, and then you say, no, let me stop reading Prabhupada's books because I want to do mixed devotion and Prabhupada is not letting me do it. Isn't it? Because if you read Prabhupada's books, there can't be anything else at all. There can't be sense gratification. There can't be deviation from standard. There can't be anything that is happening today in ISKCON. Whatever is happening around us is simply because people are not reading Prabhupada's books. Simple. Or people are not understanding what Prabhupada is writing. People read something, understand something else. That's all. Right? So it's very easy. Actually, it's not so difficult. The difficult part is because we're not fixed on Prabhupada's books, on Prabhupada Vani. If you remain fixed, it's like, this is what my experience has been. Like last 12 years, hammered by Prabhupada. That's all. Because I didn't really have so much time to indulge in any other books or any other, Shravanam. I just spent a lot of my time just reading Prabhupada's books, and statements like this just hit, keep hitting. They continue to hit. It doesn't mean that all my anarthas are gone, but at least I know that I know if I'm doing some nonsense, I know clearly that I'm doing nonsense. And I don't like to do it. And then I pray to Krishna for mercy, saying that, why am I so helplessly stuck here? It's only by your mercy you can pull me out. Of course, our anarthas are deep. Our previous lives, material contamination is deep. And that's the reason we need to take shelter of Prabhupada's books. Keep hearing the same thing again and again. There's no other option. Left to ourselves, we'll go to hell, isn't it? Right? But Prabhupada is so mercifully trying to protect us. I'm saying trying because, again, though the words themselves are powerful enough to actually protect us, the word trying has to be used because our free will interferes. and says, no, Prabhupada is protecting us, but I don't want this protection. And then people say, no, I'm reading, but I feel so sleepy when I'm reading Prabhupada's books. Isn't it? Okay, I'm done with my monologue. Anything else? Should we go to the next verse or should we stop? What is it? How big is the verse? Oh no. Okay, we can't go. Brahma Vacha means there'll be a lot of stuff. Okay, anything else? Anybody?
Prabhu Hare Krishna.
Ah.
Not a question, but I just thought I'll add some things with
Yeah.
respect to the importance of what you were saying, that, passing the message of what Prabhupada has mentioned. So I'm just trying to relate that to our material world, in which, like, we have worked with different companies, right? So each company has their own culture, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And how is that even being ingrained and imbibed is based on previous experience and the way how things have been set, what is the value system and all of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is also more or less in the same fashion, what I see it, right? So because one company has a great culture, another company does not have a great culture because of the people, because of the value system, what is being built.
Okay,
So,
got it.
so I think it makes a lot of sense. So what you mentioned on we are not reading Prabhupada books is very critical, because of course we are just going by the assumptions of what everybody in the association is saying, right? It can be right, it can be wrong, but one source of truth for all of us is, like you mentioned, books, and we should stick to that. I just thought I'll bring this analogy.
Yeah, okay, got it. So basically, yeah, it's like the company in which you work, you will develop that kind of a culture. So it's the same thing. The company that we are in, we will develop that kind of mood towards devotional service. And ideally, all companies should, unlike material companies which have their own foundations, right? They can develop their own culture. But actually, for ISKCON, because all of us are ISKCON, irrespective of what group we are with, what group of devotees we are associated with. Ideally, if everybody is reading Prabhupada's books properly, then it is the same foundation which has to be there for everybody. And this is where we are going wrong, right? And so we have to make sure that somehow we come back and stick to what Prabhupada is saying. Actually, I've been hearing, His Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj has given a 4-session seminar on Kirtan standards. So I've been going through it from yesterday. And it's just that, like, Maharaj is saying so many, I mean, starting with Mangalarati tune, starting with the prayers that we chant, starting with, what is Jayadhvani, every aspect. What is the morning tune, what is the evening tune, what Prabhupada did. Every aspect Maharaj is discussing in such great detail. And I was like, really, I'd heard this piecemeal here and there, but first time actually sitting and going through all the, almost like it's 6 hours lectures. Maharaj starts off with the seminar saying that, that what I'm saying now or what I'm saying is not being done by Prabhupada, or not what Prabhupada wanted, is actually today being done by many of my own God brothers. Maharaj is saying, many of my own God brothers. But just because somebody is doing this mistake doesn't mean that they are not, whatever, spiritually progressed or whatever. We should start disrespecting them. But the idea is that we should just try and follow whatever Prabhupada has done, unless there's a reason that there's a Prabhupada letter, there's a communication, etc., to that extent, saying that this can be done, and for some reason. So Maharaj is trying, and he's one of those devotees in ISKCON who's trying to hold on to, Prabhupada standards, right, across various aspects of ISKCON. And he was saying that I get beaten up. People just, like, they throw bricks at me, he says, because he's trying to just retain what Prabhupada has said. So it's not very easy. It's not at all easy. If you just let devotees do whatever they want, then they'll be happy. If we say, no, this is not what Prabhupada wanted us to do, then they are not happy. So it's very, very easy to just go away from what Prabhupada is saying. Right? Which is why I said it's very, very difficult, because unless you are a Prabhupada Anuga follower, unless you are a follower of Prabhupada, and Shivram Maharaj actually writes about this. Prabhupada Anuga means that very strictly following what Srila Prabhupada has said. Of course, everybody says we are all following Srila Prabhupada, but not strictly. So he says Prabhupada Anuga means one who follows strictly Srila Prabhupada, exactly to the word. It's difficult, but if we don't do it, we are like I've been saying that we are all becoming acharyas. We are all competing with Srila Prabhupada by our own standards, whatever we are trying to set. So it's so simple and easy and safe. One of the things, common things, which happens everywhere is Jai. After, maybe Mangalarti or any Kirtan, you say Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva, and glorifying all the deities. The Maharaj was saying this is not a practice at all. This is not what Prabhupada did. Prabhupada never did this Jai Jai Jai. After Narsimha Arti, we'll say Jaya Narsimha Dev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. This is not done by Prabhupada. So there are so many things in ISKCON today which is actually not done by Prabhupada. Now we can make a choice. Again, it's our free will to say either I'm going to stick to what Prabhupada did, for the simple reason that he's a pure devotee. He knows what he did. He knows why he did. Maybe we can't understand. But because he is the Samstapaka Acharya, he is the founding. So we're not putting this founding Acharya for nothing, right? Founder Acharya of ISKCON. We're not putting this for nothing. It means that he is the founder and he is the Acharya. So whatever he's taught, we need to follow. So Maharaj was saying it's so difficult. It's so difficult. All over ISKCON. Nobody wants to follow what Prabhupada is saying. So anyway, this is our constant struggle. If we do what Prabhupada, if we simply follow strictly what Prabhupada is saying, the process becomes simple. Contamination goes. We become pure. We'll be qualified to go back to Krishna. If we don't do that, we will remain contaminated and we will have to struggle. Maybe we'll have to come back again or multiple times, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Any other thoughts? Anybody? Okay. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya Yocha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. So, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.